All right, happy Thursday evening. Couple games complete, couple games still in progress. But let's go ahead and take a look at Friday's MLB action, beginning with Twins-Cubs, 5:05 Chicago. The Cubs were $1.30, now $1.10. No total posted as of yet. The Twins are catching the 1.5, and at the moment we got Berrios for the Twins, Montgomery for the Cubs. The Cubs are 4-2 in their games where Mike Montgomery made the start. Minnesota's winning just 37% of their ball games as the official road underdog. All said and done, I'll take the Cubbies winning this one outright at home. Next game, Angels-Orioles, 7:05 Baltimore. The Angels were $1.25 up to $1.45. Totals at 10 flat. 72% is leading towards Los Angeles. And at the moment, we're looking at Pena for the Angels, Hess for the Orioles. Baltimore's lost their last 5 straight and find themselves posting a dismal record of just 3-17 as the official home underdog. Baltimore games also went just 14-24 to the over in their games at Camden Yards. So with all that in mind, I'm going to lean toward the Angels and the under 10 flat. Next game I have for you, it is going to be Red Sox-Yankees, 7:05 in the Bronx. The Yankees were $1.10 up to $1.20. Totals at 9 flat. The Bo Sox are catching the 1.5. And at the moment, we got Rodriguez for the Sox, CC for the Yankees. Now, Boston's 13-2 in their games where Eduardo Rodriguez made the start. The Sox also find themselves winning nearly 80% of their ball games, taking on teams allowing less than 4 runs per contest. Now, on the other side, Sabathia starts went just 5-9 to the over thus far in the season. So with all those trends in mind, I'm going to take the Bo Sox and the under 9 flat. Next game, Nationals-Phillies, 7:05 Citizens Bank Park. The Phils are $1.20. Total opened 8.5 up to 9 flat. 73% is leaning toward the Fightins. And at the moment, we got Eric Fetty for the Nats, Nick Pivetta for the Phils. The Phillies are a solid 17-8 in their games at Citizens Bank Park this year. They're also going up against a Washington squad who's winning just 33% of their ball games at the current money line price. Now, total-wise, Washington's gone 0-4 to the over in their games where Fetty makes a start. So all told, I'm going to take the Phillies in the under 9 flat. Next game, Tigers-Blue Jays, 7:07 Toronto. The Blue Jays were $1.90 down to $1.80. Total open 9 down to 8.5. Detroit's catching the 1.5 on the run line. And at the moment, we're looking at Liriano for the Tigers, Stroman for the Blue Jays. Now, Detroit's dropped their last 9 straight and also find themselves with a record of just 12-25 as the official road underdog. Their road games also went just 3-12 to the over at the current posted total. So with all that in mind, I'm going to take the Jays run line in the under 8.5. Next game, Brewers-Reds, 7:10 Cincinnati. Milwaukee opened $1.10, up a nickel to $1.15. Total was 9.5 down to 9 flat. 67% of the betting public is backing the Brewers. And at the moment, we got Chase Anderson for Milwaukee, Sal Romano for Cincinnati. And speaking of Cincy, they've dropped 5 of their 6 prior head-to-head matchups with the Brewers. Milwaukee's also 636 as the official road favorite. And total-wise, Milwaukee games went just 5-10 to the over when Chase Anderson made the start. So with all those trends in mind, I'm going to go ahead and lean toward the Brewers and the under 9 flat. Next game, Mets-Marlins, 7:10 South Florida. The Mets were the $1.75 favorites down to $1.65. Total open 7.5 down to 7 flat. And at the moment, we got Jacob deGrom for the Mets, Sandy Alcantara for the Marlins. And when it comes to this Marlins club, they're winning just 37% of their games played at the current moneyline price. They've also dropped 4 of 6 head-to-head matchups with the Mets so far this year. Now, total-wise, Miami's gone just 1-5 to the over in their head-to-head matchups with the Mets as well. So with all that in mind, I'm going to lean toward the Mets run line in the under 7 flat. Next game, Astros-Rays, 7:10 Tampa Bay. The Astros opened this one up as the $2 favorites down to $1.85. Total open 7.5 down to 7 flat. Currently, the Rays are catching the 1.5 at home. And at the moment, we're looking at Garrett Cole for the Astros, Wilmer Font for the Rays. And speaking of the Rays, they've won just 37% of their games versus winning ball clubs. They're also taking on an Astros squad who's 14-2 in their contest, where Garrett Cole made the start. Now, total-wise, Tampa's gone 0-4 to the over in their games where Wilmer Font made the start. So with all that in mind, I'm going to lean toward the Astros run line in the under 7 flat. Unconventional play there. Next game, White Sox Rangers, 8:05 Arlington. The Rangers were $1.50 down to $1.35. Totals at 10.5. The White Sox are getting the 1.5. At the moment, we're looking at Covey for the Sox, Gallardo for the Rangers. Texas is just 4.05 in their games at home this season. They've also dropped 3 of 4 head-to-head matchups with the White Sox. Now, Chicago's gone just 1-3 to the over in their head-to-head matchups with the Rangers themselves. So with all those trends in mind, I'm going to take the White Sox catching plus money and the under 10.5. Next game, Braves-Cardinals, 8:15 St. Louis. The Cards were $1.45 up to $1.50. Totals 8.5. 51% is still leaning towards St. Louis. And at the moment, we got Tyron for the Braves, Mikolas for the Cardinals. Atlanta's dropped 2 straight and 5 of their last 7. They're also going up against a Cardinal squad who's 10-5 in their games where Miles Mikolas made the start. Cards home games are also just 15-27 to the over. So with all that in mind, I'm going to lean toward the Cardinals in the under 8.5. Next game, San Fran, Arizona, 9:40 Chase Field. The D-backs were $1.50 down to $1.40. Totals 8 flat. The Giants are catching the 1.5. And at the moment, we got Andrew Suarez for the Giants, Patrick Corbin for the D-backs. The Giants are winning just 38% of their ball games away from home this year. San Fran's also just 4-8 in their contest, where Andrew Suarez made the start. Now, scoring-wise, San Fran is 8-4 to the over in their games where Suarez made the start as well. So with all those trends in mind, I'm going to lean toward the Diamondbacks and the over 8 flat. Next game, Indians-A's, 10:05 Oakland Coliseum. A lot of movement in this one as Cleveland opened $1.60 all the way up to the $2 favorite. Totals at 8 flat. Currently, 70% of the betting public is still leaning toward the Indians. And at the moment, we're looking at Trevor Bauer for Cleveland, Paul Blackburn for Oakland. And speaking of Oakland, the A's are winning nearly 70% of their ball games played at the current moneyline price. They're also taking on a Cleveland squad who struggles on the road, going just 17-22 in their games away from home. Now, total-wise, just 6 out of Trevor Bauer's 10 starts got over the line. So all told, I'm going to take the A's catching plus money at home with the under 8 flat in this one. All right, next game, Rockies-Dodgers, 10-10 City of Los Angeles. The Dodgers are $1.60, total 7.5. 72% is leaning toward the Dodgers. And at the moment, we got Tyler Anderson for the Rockies, Rich Hill for the Dodgers. And when it comes to this Dodger ball club, they're 5-1 in their 6 head-to-head matchups with the Rockies. Now, Colorado struggled in their Anderson starts themselves. They're just 7-9 in their games where Tyler starts on the bump. The Dodgers are 7-1 to the over in their games where Rich Hill makes the start themselves. So all said and done, I'm going to lean toward the Dodgers in the over 7.5 in this one. All right, next and final game for the show, it is going to be Royals-Mariners, 10-10 Seattle-Washington. The Mariners were the $2 favorites up to the $2.10 favorites. Totals 8 flat, 67% is still leaning towards Seattle. And at the moment, we got Ian Kennedy for the Royals, Marco Gonzalez for the Mariners. Seattle's 14-4 in their games as the official home favorite. Kansas City's just 3-13 in their games where Ian Kennedy makes the start. 12 out of Kennedy's 16 starts did, however, stay under the line. So all that in mind, I'm going to take the Mariners run line and the under 8 flat. All right, folks, that is going to do it for me. But before I get out of here, I just have to remind you to check out my daily best play at patreon.com/BrockPage. And with a documented win percentage of 60% for the entire year of 2017, you're hurting yourself each and every day you're not subscribed. And as always, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed all this great free information. And please don't forget to check out my daily best play at patreon.com/BrockPage.